So the big question is this: how do you lose all the weight that you want and actually keep it off for the rest of your life, while trying to make sense of all the noise that comes from the weight loss industry? That is the question. And this podcast will give you the answers.
G'day guys, and welcome to the next episode of the Weight Loss Secrets podcast. My name is Baron Grant and I'm wrapped to be with you for another day, another tip, another idea, something that's going to help you to be able to make changes in your life to lose all the weight you want and keep it off forever. Now, I haven't been as active on my podcast as what I would like. Things are insanely busy. I have calls almost on the hour, every day. So I'm just trying to find a moment and jump in and get a podcast done. So my apologies for being a little lax over the last little while, but I'll come to you with another episode that hopefully will be helpful for you on your journey to be able to lose all the weight you want and really make those changes in your life so it can be long lasting. Now, today I want to ask a question. Are you really ready to make the change that you need to be able to get to where you want to be? I talk to so many people, thousands and thousands of people who are wanting to make change in their life. Now, some of these people are wanting to make change. Other people think they want to make change. Other people are super ready and eager and they're just ready to jump in. I want to talk a little bit about the people who think they're ready to make change, but maybe they're not quite. Maybe you're there right now and that's okay, but for you to get to where you want to be, you've really got to invest in your mind and in your heart, ready to make that change, because there is no easy way to lose weight. What there is simple ways, but there's no easy way. And the constant hunt that people have to try and find this miraculous way, this easy way to take off the 20, 30, 40, 50 kilos, whatever it is that they're trying to lose, is a endless search that will never end in happiness. The acceptance that you've got to eat the right foods literally for the rest of your life to lose the weight and keep it off is quite confronting for some people. And I want to give one example. The other day I've had lots of them recently, but the other day I was chatting with a lady. She was 150 kilos. We spoke on the phone, I think, for about 35 or 40 minutes. And we discussed her food, we discussed where she's at with everything and the reasons that she wanted to change. But she said something early on in the call that made me realize that maybe she wasn't quite ready. And she said, I'm pretty comfortable where I am. This lady was 150 kilos. I don't think there's too much comfortable about that. But for her, she was comfortable with where she was at, but knew she needed to change, but didn't want to change. And there's a big, big difference. We can feel we need to as much as we want, but unless we have the desire to actually do the work, then we'll never get there. And what creates the desire? We have to establish why on earth we're doing it in the first place. And that question that I always ask people is, tell me why you want to change. What don't you like about being 150 kilos? And I try to get them to talk through that, because without that, a lot of the time on the call, if they don't have a strong enough reason, I'll say actually on the call, I'll be like, I don't think it's your time. I don't think I'm your guy. And that's cool, because without that really strong reason, nothing will ever change. Those reasons are varied and everybody is in a different place with that stuff. Some people are looking to change because of the way they look in the mirror. They don't like that. Some people are wanting to change because of how they feel. They feel lethargic and tired, or they feel embarrassed when they go out, or their clothes don't fit, or they're getting married in 6 months. There's so many different reasons. Everybody has a different reason. But unless you connect with that reason, like really deeply connect with it, you will never do the work that's necessary to make the change. And that means that you don't really want it. And if we're not willing to do the work, we don't really want it. We kind of want it, but we don't really want it. I want to be a professional drummer. I make a bit of money playing drums, but just in a band, a covers band. But I never did the work that I needed to do to make the change because I actually didn't want it enough. So if you haven't jumped in on that journey to lose weight, if you feel like you're stuck or stagnant, I want you to go back and think about, do I actually want it? Do I actually want this thing that I'm saying that I think I want? I was literally just talking to a lady today about this exact thing. And I told her the best foods that she should be eating for losing weight. And she was shattered because she was starting the day with sourdough bread with maybe some egg on it or some avocado, and then she would have quinoa, and then she would have and then some nuts. And I started talking to her about the high calorie components of these foods, and some of the foods she was saying they were either very high fats or high in carbohydrates. And I said to her, hey, these foods here that you're talking about, this one, are not helping you to lose weight because you're not able to get in deficit and you're also consuming too many carbohydrates, so you're producing too much fat. And she was just shattered. And she was 2 weeks, she's like, Baron, I want to work with you, but I don't know, I really don't want to give up this stuff. And I'm like, well, you don't have to work with me, that's irrelevant, but don't think the weight's going to come off unless you don't eat this stuff. And so it's been a real eye-opener for me. I've just seemed to have a number of these people, one after the other, who want the effect of the weight loss change, but don't want to do the work enough. So they don't really want the effect enough to actually do the work, and they want to keep eating the things that they like to eat. We all like those things, but we need to eat the things that are right for us, for our body, so that we can get the actual change that we want to make, that we want to achieve. So I really want you to go away and ask yourself the question. If you're somebody right now who's actually struggling a little bit to get the weight off, ask yourself, am I really ready to make the change? So I always talk to my boys who want to play AFL footy. I say to them, are you ready to hurt every day and run until you want to spew and eat perfectly and make that the whole life? And if that's what you want, that's awesome, but that's your life. You have to love that. I talk to some people about exercise sometimes, and it's almost like it's offensive to them that I would ask them to get up in the morning and exercise, or that I would get them to exercise until it hurts. And that's almost offensive, but the reality is, if you want to be bigger, you want to be stronger, you want to be fitter, you have to want that and love that. If you want to be healthy, you have to want the healthy food and love the healthy food. Otherwise, you'll just play the game of going through cycles of going up in your weight and down in your weight and up in your weight and down in your weight. And if that's what you want, cool. But if that's not what you want, then you've got to really establish a really strong reason why you want to make the change. And you have to establish that you are uncomfortable in that place. If there's no pain associated with the situation you are now in, you will never get to any better situation. So if you're sitting there, you might be 100 kilos, 120 kilos, 130 kilos, or just 10 kilos over where you want to be. What's the pain points? What's the mechanism for why you actually want to change? You have to identify those things. Otherwise, there's no impetus to make a change. Then you need to identify what's going to be different and amazing and wonderful and terrific in your life because of that change that you've made. And they've got to be deep and strong and solid reasons, right? Because then you'll stay on the path to being healthy all the time. But remember, it's not about your blood type, your body type, who you are, where you're from, your hormones, your thyroid, all that sort of stuff. It's how much do you want it and how much are you willing to change to do the things maybe you don't love right now, but you can learn to love. Be that walking, be that exercise, be that the right food particularly. Are you ready to make those changes? If you are, then you can get there and you can get all the way there. But if you're not, be honest with yourself and accept that you're not. And then try to identify what could be better in your life and what sort of stinks about where you're at right now. And that might help you to guide that change so you can start to have a strong enough reason to run away from where you're at right now and run towards something so much better. Sometimes when people are trying to lose weight, all they see is pain. They think all of this is too much hard work and it's not very comfortable and I don't want to, and I just want to say this one thing. I wish I could explain to people who are not feeling healthy, but feel like the work to get healthy is too hard. I wish I could express how good it feels to feel clean and healthy and just fit in your body. It's the best feeling on earth. It is better than everything. When you exercise, you get positive endorphins in your body that literally block pain receptors. You don't feel as sad, you don't feel as frustrated, you don't feel as depressed. You feel better in your brain and in your body simply for the act of going for a walk. When you start to couple that with eating really good food, everything feels better in your life. Everything is better. Does it fix all your problems? Of course it doesn't fix all your problems, but damn, it makes them easier and it makes life better when you're fit and healthy. So I want you to go away and establish What is important? What are you running away from? What are you running towards? Establish those things, and that will help you, if you're struggling right now, to have the motivation to make the change. You might feel a little too comfortable with where you're at right now, but you're not really comfortable. You know what I mean? You got that whole thing happening in your head that you kind of want to do it, but you don't want to do it. Once you establish what sucks about where you're at right now and what's going to be amazing when you get there and you feel healthy. Healthy people, truly healthy people and fit people feel damn good. Feel so much better than not being healthy and fit. So have a crack at it. It's not always as scary as what it might seem. And the effects are long lasting and they feel awesome. So back to my original question. If you're not where you want to be right now, are you really ready in your mind and in your heart to make the changes that you need to every day to live healthy, not just lose weight, but to live healthy for the rest of your life? Question yourself, not everybody else, about whether their program works or doesn't work. It's on us. It's on you. It's on me. I'm totally responsible for my weight. You're totally responsible for your weight and your health. And when we analyze ourselves and the changes we can make, as opposed to how everybody can come and fix our problems with a special drug or pill or potion, we'll be in a way better place. You can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve, but you've got to want it enough to put in the effort to get it done. That's my message today. Have an awesome day, folks. Talk soon.